Most engineers are not getting promoted. They stay in the same role. Not because they are underperforming, because the system does not have room to move them up. What feels like delay is not temporary, it is structural. Promotions slow down, then stop. And most people stay in the same level longer than they expect. And by the time they notice, the delay has already become the norm. Now, the assumption is simple. Work harder, perform better, and promotion follows. But that logic breaks at mid-level. Companies do not promote based on effort alone. They promote based on need. And most organizations need far fewer senior roles than mid-level ones. The structure is not a ladder, it is a pyramid. And most people stay in the middle. Movement narrows as you go up, not expands. Fewer paths exist at each level above. Effort increases, but available roles do not. And over time, that imbalance becomes more visible. More people qualify, but not more people advance. The system produces candidates faster than it produces openings. Now, the number of available promotions is limited by design. Each higher level has fewer positions, fewer budgets, fewer openings. Even if performance increases, the number of slots does not expand at the same rate. This creates competition that is not visible at first. You are not competing against the market. You are competing against people already inside the system. And the system already has more candidates than openings. Most candidates are already qualified before positions even open. Qualification is no longer the constraint at that level. Selection becomes the limiting factor. The system decides who moves, not who qualifies. Now, performance stops being the main differentiator. At lower levels, doing more work creates visibility. At higher levels, everyone performs well enough. The difference shifts from output to positioning. Who is closer to leadership? Who influences decisions? Who is tied to high-impact systems? Promotions follow visibility, not effort. And visibility depends on where you operate, not just how you perform. And visibility is not evenly distributed. Some roles are seen as promotable, others are not, regardless of performance. Now, timing becomes critical. Promotions do not happen continuously. They happen when roles open, when someone leaves, when budgets expand, when structures change. If none of that happens, performance alone does not create movement. You can be ready and still not move. The system moves when space appears, not when you improve. And space does not appear on demand. Promotion depends on availability, not readiness. You can be ready and still remain in the same place. And availability is outside your control. You can increase readiness, but not create openings. Now, internal competition intensifies. Multiple engineers aim for the same promotion path. Similar experience, similar performance, similar expectations. Only a few move, the rest remain. Over time, this creates a backlog of capable people waiting for roles that do not open fast enough. The system accumulates candidates faster than it promotes them. Waiting becomes the default state, and waiting does not increase your probability of moving. Time does not create opportunity at this level. Time only increases the number of people waiting. Now, early positioning becomes visible again. Engineers who started in high visibility environments gain an advantage. They are closer to decision makers. Their work is easier to measure and impact. Others remain in execution-focused roles with less visibility. Both may perform equally well. Only one is seen as promotable, and once that perception is set, it is hard to change. The system tends to reinforce what it already recognizes. Now, long-term dynamics reinforce the slowdown. As organizations mature, growth stabilizes. Fewer new teams are created. Fewer leadership roles appear. Promotions slow down across the system. The higher you go, the slower it gets. Movement becomes rare, not expected. And what used to feel like delay becomes normal. What was temporary becomes expected. Delay becomes the baseline, not the exception. Now, risk becomes subtle. Engineers continue working, delivering, improving. But years pass without promotion. Compensation stabilizes. Responsibilities increase without title change. The system extracts more value without changing your position. What feels like progress is actually stagnation, and it is difficult to detect while it is happening. Because the system still rewards activity, even without progression. You continue moving, but not moving up. Activity continues, but position stays the same. Progress feels real, but position does not change. Now, the system reinforces this pattern. Companies optimize for stability. They cannot promote everyone. They need most engineers to remain productive at the same level. Promotions are selective, not continuous. The system does not fail to promote you. It filters who moves up, and filtering becomes stricter over time. Final verdict. Promotions are not a function of effort. They are a function of structure. Most engineers are not getting promoted because the system is not built to move most people upward. It is built to keep most people in place. And once you are in that position, waiting longer does not increase your chances. It only confirms the structure. And most people stay in it longer than they expect. And by then, promotion is no longer likely. The system has already moved on. And it is no longer selecting from where you are.